Please stop for a moment. Do not scroll. Do not think this is just another video. What you are about to hear is not here to scare you, it is here to wake you up. Something serious happened very recently, and most people will never understand its real meaning. They will read one line, watch one clip, and move on. But you are not most people. You are here because this message is connected to your life in a way you did not expect. Just a short time ago, a violent operation took place. 2 men did not survive. The news will say it was fast, controlled, and finished. But the truth is much deeper. What really matters is not who died, but why it happened at that exact time. And even more important, who was meant to be reached next. This is where your story begins. You may feel uncomfortable right now. Maybe your chest feels heavy. Maybe your mind is asking questions before your ears finish listening. That feeling is not random. Your spirit recognizes something familiar. Deep down, you already knew that something around you was not right. You just did not have words for it. This message is giving those words. For some time now, there has been movement around your life that you could not see. Quiet movement. Careful movement. Plans that did not include your permission. You were living your normal days, doing your normal things, while unseen eyes were watching patterns. Not because you are famous. Not because you are rich. But because your future impact carries weight. You often think of yourself as ordinary. Just trying to survive, trying to get through each day. But heaven does not see you that way. Heaven sees what you will become, not just who you are today. And when something valuable is moving forward, pressure always comes first. The operation that ended 2 lives was not random chaos. It was a sudden stop. A hard stop. Something that was moving forward was forced to end early. And that stop created a break in a chain that was leading closer and closer to you. You were not the headline, but you were in the direction. You may be asking, why would this happen around me? Why would my life be connected to something so serious? The answer is simple and heavy at the same time. You are stepping into a season where your awareness matters. Your words will matter. Your decisions will matter. And before that happens, protection is activated. Think about the last few weeks of your life. Moments when plans suddenly changed. When you felt pushed to stay home. When something told you not to go somewhere, not to answer a call, not to trust a situation. You may have ignored some of those feelings. You may have brushed them off. But they were signals. God often speaks softly before he acts loudly. And when he acts loudly, it is because quiet warnings were already given. You were not meant to be afraid. You were meant to be alert. 2 men are gone, and people will debate what happened, who was right, who was wrong. But what heaven is showing you is different. Heaven is showing you that danger does not always announce itself clearly. Sometimes it moves quietly, using normal faces and normal situations. That is why this message matters. Because you are being asked to slow down and pay attention. Not to panic. Not to hide. But to become aware. Awareness is protection. There are people in your life right now who do not need to be confronted, but they do need to be observed. There are environments that feel normal on the surface but heavy underneath. You have felt that heaviness before. You just did not want to believe it. God is not blaming you for that. God understands how human hearts work. But now, understanding is being replaced with instruction. You are alive for a reason. Not just breathing, but preserved. There is a difference. Preserved means kept on purpose. And when something is kept on purpose, it is because it will be used later. The fear you sometimes feel at night, the sudden thoughts that come out of nowhere, the sense that time is moving faster than before, these are signs of transition. You are not losing control. You are changing levels. This message is not saying that danger is chasing you. It is saying that danger was stopped before it reached you. And now wisdom must replace ignorance. From this moment forward, trust your inner warning system. If something feels wrong, do not explain it away. You do not need proof to be cautious. Peace is enough proof. You are protected, but protection works best when paired with obedience. Listen when your heart says pause. Step back when your spirit says wait. Walk away when something feels forced. This is not weakness. This is alignment. You were never meant to live in fear. You were meant to live informed. If you are still here listening, it means something inside you is saying this matters. That voice is right. You will understand who is being removed from your path, why certain connections are fading, and what you must do next to stay aligned with the protection that has already been activated for you. Do not rush. Stay with this message. And from this point onward, listen very carefully, because what you are about to hear connects everything that has been happening in your life lately. Nothing was random. Nothing was accidental. Even the moments you thought were delays were actually protection in disguise. In the last few weeks, you may have noticed small things going wrong in strange ways. Plans that suddenly failed. Messages that were never delivered. Meetings that got cancelled at the last moment. You may have felt frustrated, even disappointed. You may have asked yourself, why does nothing work smoothly for me? But now you need to understand this clearly. Those interruptions were not problems. They were shields. They were walls placed in front of danger that you could not see with your human eyes. God does not always warn with loud voices or dramatic signs. Most of the time, He protects quietly. He changes routes. He slows time. He moves people out of your path. And sometimes, He allows something serious to happen somewhere else so that it never reaches you. What happened in that operation was not meant to scare you. It was meant to stop something before it crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. You were never meant to be in the middle of chaos. You were meant to walk through life with clarity. But clarity only comes after danger is removed. And that is exactly what happened. The danger was removed before it touched you. There is something important about you that you may not fully understand yet. Your presence matters more than you realize. The energy you carry, the way you think, the way you speak, the way you feel things deeply, these are not weaknesses. These are signals. And when someone carries a signal strong enough, it attracts attention in both good and bad directions. You may have felt watched at times. Not in a dramatic way, but in a subtle way. A strange awareness. A feeling that someone knows more about you than they should. You brushed it off. You told yourself you were overthinking. But your intuition was trying to speak. And intuition is one of the first tools God uses to warn His children. The truth is, you were being observed. Not because you are famous. Not because you are powerful in the worldly sense. But because your future impact reaches further than your present position. And some things are targeted not for what they are today, but for what they will become tomorrow. God saw that future clearly. That is why He stepped in early. You need to understand something very gently and very clearly. When God protects you from something you never knew about, He is also asking you to grow. Protection is not just safety. Protection is responsibility. It means you are being kept for something meaningful. From this day forward, your awareness must increase. Not fear, awareness. Fear weakens you. Awareness strengthens you. Pay attention to how people speak to you. Pay attention to how you feel after certain conversations. Peace is a sign. Confusion is a signal. Learn the difference. Some people in your life will slowly drift away. Do not chase them. Do not try to fix it. When God removes danger, He often removes people who carry it unknowingly. This does not mean they are evil. It simply means they cannot walk with you into the next season safely. You may also feel a stronger pull toward silence lately. Less noise. Less drama. Less explaining yourself. This is not isolation. This is preparation. Silence sharpens your inner hearing. And right now, God wants you to hear clearly. There will be moments ahead where you will suddenly remember this message. Maybe during a late night. Maybe during a quiet morning. And when you remember it, you will realize something new made sense. A puzzle piece will fall into place. That is when you will truly understand how close danger once was, and how far away it is now. Do not take this lightly, but also do not carry it with fear. Carry it with gratitude. You are alive for a reason. You were spared for a reason. You were protected for a reason. And that reason is still unfolding. From now on, walk with confidence, not pride. Walk with wisdom, not worry. Walk with faith, not fear. When you feel unsure, pause. When you feel rushed, slow down. Rushing is rarely divine. Peace is always a sign you are aligned. And before this message ends, let this truth settle deep in your heart. You are not late, you are not lost, and you are not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be, alive, aware, and protected. If this message reached you at the right time, take a moment to acknowledge it. You can quietly say it, or you can write it in the comments. Thank you, God, for protecting me. Simple words carry powerful meaning. If this message helped you feel clarity instead of fear, strength instead of anxiety, then support its reach. Like the video so it can find others who may need this warning. Subscribe so you stay connected to future messages meant to guide and protect. And if you feel led to support this work in a deeper way, super thanks, whether $20 or $30, helps keep these messages reaching those who need them most. Remember, not everyone survives what you were saved from. Not everyone gets a second chance. You did. And that means your story is not over. Stay with me. Do not rush. Do not skip. Because what you are hearing now is not meant to scare you. It is meant to explain something that already happened around you. Something that changed the direction of your life without you even realizing it. You are alive today not because things were safe, but because something unseen stepped in at the last moment. A few hours before everything happened, there was movement. Quiet movement. Not loud, not dramatic, but serious. People were watching. Files were opened. Names were checked. Locations were tracked. And while the world slept, a line was crossed. Two men did not wake up again. News will call it an operation. People will argue in comments. Some will say it was necessary. Some will say it was tragic. But none of them will say the real reason, because the real reason was never meant for public ears. The truth is simple but heavy. You were not in danger because you did something wrong. You were in danger because you are becoming something strong. And when a person starts moving closer to their purpose, pressure always follows. Resistance always shows up before elevation. This is a rule that never changes. Think back. Just think quietly. In the last few weeks, your life started to feel strange. Not bad, not good, just strange. People started acting different around you. Some became distant. Some became unusually interested in your life. You felt watched, not always physically, but emotionally. Like your energy was being noticed. You tried to ignore it. You told yourself you were imagining things. But your spirit knew better. There were moments when you felt tired for no clear reason. Moments when your mood dropped suddenly. Moments when you felt a strong urge to stay home instead of going out. Those were not random feelings. Those were inner warnings. Soft signals trying to slow you down before something bigger happened. And here is something important you need to understand. Not every attack looks like violence. Sometimes it looks like distraction. Sometimes it looks like delay. Sometimes it looks like confusion. The plan was not only about your body. It was about stopping your momentum. Slowing your growth. Breaking your focus. Making you doubt yourself enough to quit what you were about to step into. But something blocked that plan. There was a moment, exact and precise, where things could have gone very wrong. One decision. One wrong place. One wrong time. And you would not be listening to this now. But that moment was interrupted. Not by chance. Not by luck. By intervention. God did not shout. God did not create chaos around you. God simply moved pieces quietly. One thing did not connect. One path closed. One meeting did not happen. One delay saved your life. And because it happened so smoothly, you did not panic. You just moved on. But heaven did not move on. Heaven marked that moment. You need to hear this clearly. You are protected, but not careless. Protection does not mean nothing will ever try again. It means nothing will succeed without permission. And permission is no longer available. From now on, your awareness matters. Pay attention to what feels off. If a situation drains you for no clear reason, step back. If a person suddenly brings confusion into your peace, create distance. If your inner voice says, wait, then wait. Do not explain it to everyone. You do not owe clarity to people who cannot see what you see. You may notice changes after this. Small changes at first. Your sleep may improve. Or your dreams may become more vivid. You may feel a stronger desire to clean your space, your phone, your contacts. This is not random. This is alignment. When danger passes, preparation begins. There is also something else happening. People who secretly wished harm, delay, or failure for you are being exposed. Not publicly. Not loudly. But internally. Their plans are collapsing quietly. They may not even understand why things are not working anymore. They will blame timing. They will blame others. But the real reason is that the door they needed is now closed. And while all this is happening, you are being repositioned. You may feel unsure about your next step. That is okay. Stillness does not mean stuck. It means recalibration. Right now, your path is being adjusted to avoid future harm and to increase future impact. Do not rush decisions during this time. Let things settle. Let clarity come naturally. You will notice that answers arrive when you stop forcing them. You will hear guidance in calm moments, not noisy ones. Now listen carefully to this part. You survived something you never saw. And surviving unseen danger always comes with responsibility. Not fear, responsibility. You are meant to live differently now. With more intention. With more awareness. With more courage. You do not need to tell this story to everyone. Most people would not understand it anyway. But you need to remember it. On days when you doubt your value. On days when you feel invisible. On days when life feels slow. Remember this. Something tried. Something failed. And you are still here. That alone tells you that your life has weight. If this message is reaching your heart, take a moment. Breathe slowly. Let the fear go. Let the truth stay. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not weak. You are protected for a reason. In the comments, write this in simple words: I am here for a reason. If this message made sense to you, like it. Let it reach someone else who may need the same reminder. Subscribe so you do not miss what comes next, because the next season of your life will require understanding, not confusion. And if you feel led to support this work, super thanks is open. Whether it is $20 or $30, it helps keep these messages alive for people who may not even know they need them yet. Remember this always. 2 men died, but you lived. And you did not live by accident. You may still be wondering why this feels so close to your life. Why every sentence feels like it is touching something personal inside you. That is because this message is not random. It is not meant for everyone. Many people may listen, but only a few will truly understand. You are one of them. Your spirit recognized this before your mind did. That quiet feeling in your chest right now is not fear. It is recognition. Let me tell you something very important. The danger you were in was not loud. It was quiet. It was not obvious. It did not come with warnings or threats. It came disguised as normal life. Normal people. Normal conversations. Normal days. That is why it was so dangerous. Because when danger looks normal, people lower their guard. But heaven did not. There were moments recently when you felt like something was off, but you could not explain it. You felt watched, not in a scary way, but in a heavy way. You felt like certain people suddenly changed their tone with you. Some became colder. Some became too nice. Some asked strange questions. You may have ignored it. You may have told yourself you were overthinking. But you were not wrong. Your spirit was picking up signals your eyes could not see. God sees patterns long before humans see consequences. He saw how small decisions were lining up into something bigger. He saw how one meeting could have led to another. How one step could have placed you in the wrong place at the wrong time. And before it could happen, he stepped in. Not loudly. Not dramatically for the world to notice. But effectively. 2 men died, and the world will explain it in simple terms. Operation. Resistance. Threat neutralized. Case closed. But heaven does not write reports the way humans do. Heaven writes outcomes. And the outcome was this: you are still alive. You are still here. You are still breathing. And that was not guaranteed before. This is where you need to listen carefully. Being protected does not mean being careless. Being saved does not mean being finished. It means responsibility has increased. It means awareness must grow. God did not stop what was coming so you could go back to sleep. He stopped it so you could wake up. From this point forward, your intuition will become sharper. You will feel stronger, yes, but also more sensitive. Certain places will suddenly feel uncomfortable. Certain conversations will drain you quickly. Certain people will no longer feel safe to open up to. Do not fight this. This is not isolation. This is alignment. You were never meant to carry everyone with you into the next season. Some connections were only for survival, not for destiny. And now that survival has been secured, separation begins. Quietly. Naturally. Without drama. Let it happen. You may also notice something else. Small delays will continue to happen in your life. Plans will shift at the last moment. Timings will change. At first, it may feel frustrating. But remember this, delays saved you once already. They may save you again. Trust redirection more than speed. There is also something God wants you to release. Fear. Not the obvious fear, but the quiet fear you learned from past disappointments. The fear that makes you hesitate. The fear that makes you stay silent when you should speak. The fear that tells you to stay small. That fear no longer serves you. The reason the attack was stopped is because what you carry cannot be destroyed yet. Your voice matters more than you know. Your presence shifts rooms even when you do not say a word. People feel something when you walk in, and they cannot explain it. Some are drawn to it. Some are threatened by it. Both reactions are signs of influence. This is why protection surrounded you before exposure. God always protects before He promotes. He hides before He reveals. He covers before He sends. You are still in the covered stage, but not for long. Soon, situations will arise where you will need to choose courage over comfort. Truth over approval. Obedience over ease. And when those moments come, remember this message. Remember that heaven already proved it is watching over you. You will not walk alone into what comes next. Take a deep breath right now. Slowly. Let your body relax. You are safe in this moment. And that safety is not temporary. It is intentional. If you feel led, write this in the comments to seal it in your spirit: I am alive because I still have work to do. If this message spoke to you, share it. Not because it is dramatic, but because someone else may need this warning, this reassurance, this confirmation. Like the video so it reaches the right people. Subscribe so you stay connected to what is coming next. Now listen very carefully, and stay with me, because what I am about to say next connects everything from the beginning until this very last moment. Nothing in this message is random. Not the timing. Not the words. Not even the way you found this video. There is a reason your attention has been held for so long, and it is because your spirit understands that this is bigger than curiosity. This is confirmation. After that night, after those two men were killed and the operation suddenly ended, something shifted in the unseen world around you. You may not have noticed it clearly, but the atmosphere around your life changed. The pressure that was slowly building without explanation suddenly eased. The heaviness you carried without knowing why began to lift. You might have felt slightly calmer, slightly clearer, even though nothing obvious changed on the outside. That is because the danger was removed before it reached you. God does not always warn loudly. Sometimes He protects quietly. Sometimes He removes the threat so completely that you never even see how close it came. That is what happened here. The plan that was forming around you did not fail by accident. It was stopped. shut down, cut off at the root. And the people involved never got the chance to go any further. You need to understand something important. This was not about punishment. It was about prevention. It was not about fear. It was about preservation. God stepped in not because you were weak, but because your life still has work left in it. There are words you are meant to speak. There are people you are meant to impact. There are moments in the future that require you to be present, alive, and standing. That is why you were protected. You may wonder why you, out of so many people. Why would heaven care enough to interfere in something so serious? The answer is simple, even if it feels heavy. Your life carries influence beyond what you currently see. Even in seasons where you felt invisible, even when you felt overlooked, even when you doubted your value, your existence still mattered enough for divine protection to activate. The enemy often attacks quietly before people step into something greater. Right before clarity. Right before change. Right before growth. That is why the danger came close but never touched you. Because what is coming next in your life requires you to be aware, awake, and aligned. From this point forward, you may notice that your intuition becomes stronger. When something feels off, it will feel louder than before. When you sense you should avoid a place, delay a decision, or step back from a person, do not ignore that feeling. That is not fear. That is guidance. That is protection continuing to work. You will also notice that some people no longer fit where they once did. Conversations may feel empty. Connections may feel strained. This is not loss. This is separation for safety. God removes what can no longer walk with you without explaining every detail, because if He explained everything, it would overwhelm you. So He asks you to trust instead. And even now, as this message comes to an end, you are not being left alone. You are being sent forward with awareness. With clarity. With responsibility. This is not a message meant to scare you. If anything, it should reassure you. You were not forgotten. You were watched over. You were guarded when you did not even know you needed it. Take a deep breath right now. Let your body relax. Let your mind settle. You are here for a reason. If this message made sense to you, if it felt personal, if it felt like it was speaking directly to your situation, do not ignore that. Acknowledge it. In the comments, write this simple line in easy words: I am protected by God. That one sentence is enough. It is not about proving anything to anyone. It is about agreement. When you agree with protection, you walk differently. You choose differently. You live differently. If you want more messages like this, messages that warn, guide, and protect, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. Like this video so it reaches others who may need this warning without even knowing it yet. And if you truly want to support this channel and help keep these messages going, you can use Super Thanks, whether it is $20 or $30. Every bit helps spread awareness, not fear. Remember this always. 2 men died, but you are still here. And you are still here because your story is not finished yet. Stay aware. Stay grounded. Stay protected.